We're with Les Harrison, the president of the World Curling Federation, and talking about Jim Armstrong. Now, the Canadian Paralympic Association has declared him eligible to curl in wheelchair curling, and yet the World Curling Federation rules don't allow him. What is the reasoning behind that?
Well, they're probably, the Canadian Curling Association or Canadian Paralympic Association, I don't know if they're looking at the actual curling rules. We have rules of curling that are established for eligibility, and people must meet that criteria. One of the criteria, the main criteria as far as we were concerned, and always has been, is that the person, because of their immobility, must use a wheelchair for their daily mobility. And we don't say whether it's 64% or 79% or 95% or whatever it is, but when we're talking their normal mobility that they have to get around in a wheelchair, that has always been the classification that we use. Therefore, our classification officer, which is based actually in Scotland and is a medical doctor who does work with the Paralympic Committee and works with wheelchair curling on our behalf, has made the assessment that in the Jim Armstrong case, that Jim does not, and it's very evident and self-declared through everything I've seen coming from Canada, that Jim does not use a wheelchair for his daily mobility. Therefore, he was classified as ineligible.
By those standards then, a double amputee who walks on prosthetics is not eligible to compete in wheelchair curling.
In wheelchair curling.
Does that not strike you as...
We don't have a curling championship set up for all disabled people. We have one set up that's established for wheelchair curling.
So the argument is that wheelchair curling is supposed to be inclusive in the sense that it gets more people involved. This seems to fly against that sensibility. Well, it's not inclusive, it's in fact exclusive. It's keeping people out, for instance, a double amputee who can walk on prosthetics.
Exactly.
Is that fair?
Is it fair? Well, it's a rule that the members of the association have decided is the way that they would like us to proceed, and they've given us the mandate to proceed for people that use wheelchair for mobility.
Right.
There's all kinds of people with, as you know, various disabilities are not eligible to curl in wheelchair curling.
Right.
And it's in a nutshell. It says that you must use a wheelchair for your daily mobility, and if you don't, you're not eligible for wheelchair curling, period.
Right.
It's cut and dried.
Which goes against most other Paralympic sports organizations.
We run our sport, they run theirs.
Right.
And the Paralympic Committee is actually very happy with the WCF setting the rules and maintaining the rules and setting the eligibility.
Right.